Coming up on Mountain News at 6, a public meeting is held in Harlan County about proposed coal-fired plant closings. And Operation Unite celebrates 20 years of working in the substance use disorder community.
And rain chances are back at least through part of tonight and part of the weekend as well. The latest coming up as Mountain News at 6 starts now.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
Going on right now, folks in Harlan County are expressing their thoughts to the Kentucky Public Service Commission regarding the proposed closing of 4 coal-fired power plants. WYMT's Keaton Hall joins us now from the Harlan County Courthouse.
Louisville Gas and Electric and Kentucky Utilities have requested to close 4 coal-fired power plants across the state, worrying some here in the mountains. LG&E and KU's proposal would replace the aging plants with solar power projects. Harlan County Judge Executive Dan Mosley says he's worried about this for a couple reasons, including the bottom line of the Kentucky taxpayer, who he believes would be paying more if the coal plants are closed.
In Kentucky, since 2013, there have been 11 coal-fired plant closures. However, rates are no longer one of the cheapest in the nation. Used to, we were known for the most affordable electricity. That was a big tool that was used in economic development.
Mosley says he's also worried that the taxpayer would be the one fronting most of the bill for the $2 billion solar power project. In Harlan County, Keaton Hall, WYMT Mountain News.
All right, Keaton, thank you very much. Again, the meeting is underway. We'll have much more from it tonight at 11. A death investigation is underway in Laurel County after one person died after being stabbed during a fight. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office says the incident happened last week near Indian Camp Road. Police identified the man as 66-year-old Robert Turner of London, who was stabbed. Officers say the woman who reportedly stabbed Turner called 911. Turner was pronounced dead shortly after they arrived at the scene. A Montgomery County teenager was struck with a tire while working on a construction site on I-75 last night. 18-year-old Braxton Willoughby was working in the construction zone at the time. Willoughby was doing work near the Clays Ferry Bridge near Lexington when he was hit by a tire that came off a vehicle traveling through the construction zone. He later died at UK Hospital from his injuries.
I don't know, it was the first thing I woke up to this morning. I was just told by some friends of what happened, and it just kind of brings to mind, you know, how it can all just go away like that. You know, life is so precious.
Willoughby recently graduated from Montgomery County High School and played on the school's football team. Former coaches say he was always a joy to be around. Lexington police say the investigation is non-criminal. We now know the funeral arrangements for a longtime Letcher County firefighter who died earlier this week. Oliver Sexton's visitation is actually going on right now at the Letcher Funeral Home in Whitesburg. His funeral will be tomorrow at 1 at the same location. Sexton was 68 years old. The case against a Lexington father accused of killing his 9-month-old baby is moving forward. Saeed Malik Kawan Epps is accused of assaulting his daughter. He's charged with murder. In court today, a detective testified Epps originally said he was not at the home on Whitney Avenue at the time of the assault. He said a babysitter was with his daughter. 3 other children who were in the home at the time told police what happened.
All 3 stated that Mr. Epps had dropped their sister on his head. One articulated that, quote, Daddy smashed her on her head really hard and she was upside down.
Epps later admitted a babysitter was not with the child. Security video verified he was home at the time of the assault. A judge sent his case to a grand jury. His bond remains at $1 million. A man has been arrested in connection to a deadly overdose in Powell County. 39-year-old Thomas Kennan has been arrested after an investigation by multiple police departments for the overdose death of a man on July 12th. He's been charged with second-degree manslaughter and trafficking in a controlled substance. He's being held in the Powell County Detention Center on a $250,000 bond. A Laurel County woman is facing charges following a report she was passed out behind the wheel while at a stoplight. The call came into dispatch last Saturday as London police found the woman while she was driving. Officers made a traffic stop on Chris Hamlin Memorial Lane. After conducting the stop, police say they realized 43-year-old Christy Morgan of London was very drunk. Morgan failed several sobriety tests and was arrested for DUI and failure to give a proper signal. A woman is facing charges in Scott County, accused of trying to make a large purchase using another person's identity. Akiria Wilburn of Georgia is facing 4 counts related to identity theft after trying to buy a car from the Dan Cummins Chevrolet Buick dealership in Georgetown. Chief Josh Nash with Georgetown PD says the diligence of the employees helped with her arrest.
Without the community's help, and without their help, we wouldn't have been able to find this lady. She probably would have been gone, hit the interstate, and we wouldn't have seen her.
Wilburn pleaded not guilty during her arraignment this afternoon. Her bail was set at $25,000.
Gloomy, soggy day through the region today. Low 70s has been the main activity when it comes to the temperatures out there. That's 10 or more degrees below where we should be this time of year. You saw it there on the Pikeville Medical Center camera. Still watching some of the heavier showers south of town as you head toward Dorton, southbound on US 119. Over toward Weeks-Barre, another shower on top of McDowell. A few more into portions of Knott County, southern Perry County, back into parts of Leslie County. Cutchin on top of Hyden right now, seeing some rain south of Manchester at this point, pushing closer to the Clay-Knox County line, and a few more south of London as you head toward Corbin on Interstate 75. We'll be watching those this evening. The sun is out up in central Kentucky where it's 85 in Lexington. A lot of us have remained in the low to mid 70s out there this evening. Your forecast this evening, we will see those showers come to an end, but the fog build overnight, middle and upper 60s. Steve, I'll have the very latest on the foggy conditions tonight and when some drier air could work back in temporarily in a few minutes.
All right, Evan, thank you. The new school year, believe it or not, will start for many across the region next week, including Pulaski County. Some districts are still struggling to find enough school bus drivers. Officials say they'll have enough to pick up all the district's kids in Pulaski, but they could always use more drivers. Gwen Blanton does everything from laminating posters to driving buses in Pulaski County, but people like her are getting harder to find these days.
It's been fulfilling for me. I guess I wouldn't have stuck with it this many years if it hasn't.
Besides making $13.50 an hour, Patrick Richardson with Pulaski County Schools says folks can qualify for other financial benefits as well. Pulaski County school leaders say people can apply for jobs by going to pulaski.net. Operation Unite held a symposium at the EKU campus in Manchester. It celebrated the 20th anniversary of the organization, launched by Congressman Hal Rogers in 2003. The event had panelists, exhibits, and more for those working in the addiction recovery field. WYMT's Madison Carmouche was there.
Congressman Hal Rogers launched Operation Unite 20 years ago with the hope of changing the large drug presence in the Commonwealth.
We created this Unite organization. That's been key because in every county there's a separate coalition of Unite, of people locally that's involved in the problem.
These addiction recovery professionals say that the first step in helping those who are suffering from substance use disorders is to make their own community feel like a safe space.
Stigma has always been a challenge, and that's why many times people in early recovery are reluctant to share the fact that they are in recovery because of that stigma. And so we need to put an all-out effort on how to eliminate those words that really don't define that person.
Judge Dan Mosley says people who are in recovery do not need our judgment, but they need our help.
We need to eliminate some words from our vocabulary like pillhead and junkie and meth head, that type of thing, because that sets people back in their treatment process. They're all children of God, we're all children of God, and these people are sick and they need our help.
The words we use when talking about addiction recovery are important because that is how we change the stigma.
Our vocabulary, it informs how we think. And when we talk negatively about those that are suffering from addiction, we can't help but then think negatively about them.
In Clay County, Madison Carmouche, WYMT Mountain News.
Unite works to create initiatives that help those in recovery find other coping mechanisms and to prevent young people from ever starting drug use through education. Kentucky grandparents caring for children will soon be eligible for benefits. The state is using its rainy day fund to bring back the Kentucky Caregiver Program. Grandparents of any age may be eligible if they are raising grandchildren and meet certain income guidelines. Those who qualify will get a one-time stipend. About 58,000 Kentucky kids are being raised by their grandparents.
And coming up, rain chances. Stick with us as we head toward the weekend for at least part of it. I'm breaking down the latest after this. Plus,
you had to be careful not to step on shoestrings here in Jenkins. I'll explain why coming up.
And one Pike County church spends the morning stuffing backpacks and bellies for kids in the community.